Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show Classic Review Series here from the Sound Peak Studios in Topeka, Kansas. I am the new host, the permanent host of the Classic Review, Shane Price, joined by our regular host, Jayden Ginswider.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot easier to just host the first episode, and then since we record these right after, have you take over. So
yeah,
and it's fun to put myself in the color commentary role, put myself in the Jerry Lawler role, and let you be Jim Ross.
Tonight we're doing a very interesting one that we did. We wanted to look back at some classic Lucha Libre, and we decided that 90s AAA may have the biggest star power to us in terms of people we know.
Kind of tying in, like AAA Mania Part 3 is coming up soon, so it kind of times out nice.
AAA Mania Part 3 coming up. I wouldn't watch it. I'm not recommending it.
Not recommending current AAA, but just because of the timing, it's kind of nice. But this is, I mean, we've said this before. We said it might be a shorter show, and then we actually end up going like a full 35 minutes or whatever. This one might be short. We're only reviewing a few matches. It's just a couple random TVs from that time. We're trying it out, and if we feel like it doesn't turn out well, we'll just stick to the pay-per-views from now on.
So our last iteration of the show, we did review Raw. I think like a Raw and a SmackDown could work because they're longer than this. These were two like hour-long shows. This was about as long as like a classic Raw or any SmackDown will be on Peacock, because you take out the commercials from those shows and they're about an hour and a half long. Right, okay, yeah.
And we watched two 45-minute shows. So
I guess that's a good point, yeah. So we're going to start with our first broadcast. It was the April 8th of 1995, taped in Guanajuato, Mexico. In Mexico. The first match on the card is Los Villanos.
Which, by the way, because this could get confusing, if you are looking for it on Cage Match, look for March 27th of 1995.
Yes. And
if you were looking for it on YouTube, which it is on there, April 8th of 1995.
I will also say that you have to keep in mind that this is all thanks to one man. His archive on there.
Yeah, thanks to whoever posted what's his name?
I think Roy Lucier.
Roy Lucier. Thank you for posting all this AAA content. It's pretty good.
So let's get started underway here with the Lucha Rules style tag team match, a 6-man match this time around. Los Villanos, which is Villano 3, 4, and 5, take on Los Hermanos Dinamita, which is Cien Caras, Mascara Año 2000, and Universero 2000. Excuse my horrible accent there.
Yep. So Villano 4, a couple years ago, famously wrestled Pinta in a mask versus mask match in AAA. And there is a picture that's pretty viral in wrestling spaces of Pinta holding up his mask, just all covered in blood. So I'll put that up on the screen as we're talking about this. But yeah, just you may know Villano 4 from that. The rest of these people, never heard of them. Obviously, I knew there was a Villano 3 if there's a Villano 4. Didn't know there was a 5.
So the start, if you are watching this, if you want to watch this show, Villanos are in the black and red, and Hermanos are in the white and black. I assumed that Villano was the Rudos. They are not. For at least how they wrestle, they're not. Also, the ring was stiff. Sounded like it hurt a lot.
Yep.
Ow.
Not a high-budget production, AAA in 1995.
No, it was not. In this match, there wasn't a ton of high-flying action, but we got to see the interesting lucha rules of no tags. Whoever's in the ring is legal.
Well, like in the first fall was a triple pinfall.
Yes, the first fall.
The Villanos got a triple pinfall after what felt like them getting their asses kicked for 7 minutes. Like
this really was an interesting one. I said 2 refs is crazy because they counted 4 pinfalls.
I wrote here, there are 2 referees and neither have any control of this match. There was mask ripping and eye poking just right in front of the referees and like biting. Nobody cared.
I said Hermanos are risking a DQ by tearing the mask off. There's no DQ. Is there rules? A good spot I liked is that There's a suicide dive from a Villano onto another Villano,
Mm-hmm.
and then a double octopus stretch onto one of the other Villanos and broke out of it somehow. I'm not even sure how.
Yeah.
And that leads to the first production error of the night, where a ref takes a huge spill, and it cuts to the fan. It cuts to a random fan. And it's like, I want to see what the ref did. They show it in the replay. He falls out of the ring, lands on his feet, and one of the Villanos holds him up by his wrist.
Nice. How did this match end? Because I was confused.
I don't know. The Villanos got the win, I think. I don't even remember who got the win.
By DQ?
By
what happened?
something.
Did somebody tap out? I couldn't. So this is poor quality commentary in Spanish, so we don't know what's going on. But yeah, it was really weird because it's poor quality because obviously like taped onto a VHS tape and then put onto the internet, which awesome that happened. Love that kind of stuff, but it was just kind of hard to tell what happened here. There was a point where it cuts to a commercial break, and I really wish we could see what commercials aired.
So we'll have to we'll have to do that Noah show now. And as you bring up this commercial breaks, because in the last Noah show we reviewed that didn't go out, there were commercial breaks, and in one of them was Jalen Hurts.
Yes,
and we'll get to it later. We have a new member of the official Hot Dog and a Handshake Athlete Club.
Yeah,
as that's what I'm calling it now.
Yeah, the Hot Dog and Handshake Athlete Club.
later on in this review.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in the middle of the match, the music starts. Somebody's music starts playing. I have no idea what's going on.
We're still in the Villanos match?
Yes. I
don't even know what's going on now. Let alone what I was watching.
I didn't rate this because I didn't know when it ended.
I gave it 3 stars, I guess.
That's fair.
I know when it ended when they were off the screen, and at that point I was like, I guess that was a 3-star match.
Yeah, I figured, I liked it. I did like it.
Yeah.
I'll give it that much. And then we get to the reason we picked this show.
Yes.
Blue Panther, Fuerza Guerrera, Jerry Estrada, and Psychosis versus El Ninja, La Parca, Octagon, and Rey Mysterio Jr.
Okay. Do you want to explain the connections here? I mean, the obvious connection is Rey Mysterio is my favorite wrestler of all time. That's there.
Rey Mysterio is the wrestler who I think all of us remember about Lucha too. Lou. La Parca was like the first luchador show I remember watching.
Mm-hmm.
I watched ECW at Stand 05 as a young lad, so I knew Psychosis.
Mm-hmm.
Octagon I just heard of, and
Octagon and Blue Panther are legends.
Yes, and El Ninja. If you are the one listener who listened to our KJHK era, you remember the AJW WrestleMarine Piad 1990 review where we gush over a luchador named Kendo.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
who did so many unnecessary flips in that match.
It was the dumbest thing we ever saw, and you've loved it so much. And El Ninja would be Kendo.
Yes, that is the same guy, just under a different gimmick. Love Super Kendo. This is only the second match I've seen of his, but I really enjoy him every time I see him.
It's not like he's the greatest wrestler. He just makes every match a fun watch.
Yes, he's so much fun.
Because he's going to do at least 5 flips in like 1 minute.
Because in that AJW match you were talking about, he does a thing where he just bounces back and forth from his hands to his feet like he's kipping up, but he doesn't fully do it, and he just bounces back and forth like 6 times.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways, Team Psychosis starts infighting immediately. I believe it's Fuerza Guerrera who gets in there with the blue and red mask.
Fuerza Guerrera was pretty good.
He was very good, but he starts the match by punching, I think, Blue Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And Psychosis storms in the ring, and they start yelling at each other. They are definitely the Rudos of this, and that means, I should explain earlier, that means heel, pretty much. They're the bad guys. And on the other side, thank God, El Ninja is starting the match.
Yes.
Because our hero starts the only way he knows how, flips.
Flips.
He does some crazy flips. He does some weird flips. He does a nice like arm drag, but it's not a normal arm drag. It is a super kendo arm drag where he does something dumb in it. And La Parka comes in and he calls out Fuerza Guerrera, who does the La Parka dance. He does like a weird form of La Parka dance, and they start going, and La Parka hits the greatest tilt-a-roll backbreaker I've ever seen.
Yep.
It is so quick.
Yeah. I mean, quick is just a good way to sum up all of the action on these two shows.
You know what? Yeah. Yes,
it was all so quick. Especially in this match.
So Octagon gets in. He hits some cool moves, but then it starts to fall apart, and Rey hits the most insane Hurricane Rana I've ever seen. He does a cartwheel, and he just hops onto the top of Psychosis' shoulders and plants his head on the mat.
Anytime Rey, Mysterio, and Psychosis are in a ring together, magic.
They cook.
They are so good as competitors against each other.
And so the second fall starts with a La Parka dance.
Yes.
And then they start going, and La Parka tries to pin like the entire other team at once.
But what I loved about this spot was him tricking the heels into splashing their own teammates. That was so
That is
good.
like a classic La Parka being like the devious face.
Yeah.
Doing like his devious things. Like, oh, yeah, you do. Yeah. Okay. You're good. Somebody runs and somebody falls. I think it might have been like Jerry. It was Rey.
Or
Rey?
we might be thinking of different parts.
Maybe.
Because Rey takes some pretty big hits in this match.
He does, yes. El Ninja gets in, and they obviously, because El Ninja is just far too powerful.
Yeah.
The Rudos to double team him, so Octagon comes in, and he starts punching, and one of the refs gets involved, like out of nowhere, just breaks it up. We have lost all control.
Maybe closed fists weren't allowed at this point in AAA.
Maybe
That might be the problem.
but it also feels like one of the refs is being like liked by the Rudos.
Maybe heelish
Yeah,
ref.
like a heel ref and a face ref, which is a weird dynamic to have.
Weird concept, yeah.
And then there's like a Boston Crab Wall of Jericho type move, and Blue Panther just turns on his own team and breaks it up.
Yeah.
But starts fighting the good guys again. And the best part of the second fall, Fuerza Guerrera's mask just gets untied and falls off, and he puts it on backwards, and the crowd loves it, and he just attacks the ref that is on their side.
That was great.
They get their first fall with a total fast count, may I add, but right by the referee on to El Ninja, which ties it up, and then like 5 minutes after that, the bad guys get the win with another fall.
Yeah, I think Estrada pinned La Parka for that final fall. My only other note on this, you kind of wrapped up everything else I was going to say. Rey Mysterio was this just proves that he was always so good at getting his ass kicked.
Yes.
Just his selling for Estrada and Fuerza Guerrera and Blue Panther. Like he kind of dominates Psychosis when they meet in the ring, but those other guys, they're bigger than him. Like he just took some brutal hits from them onto that stiff AAA ring.
I missed one note, I think in the last match, where they're showing action outside of the ring, and somebody takes a bump as soon as they smack, as soon as he hits his head on the ring post, and it sounds like the nastiest ring post hit ever.
Yeah.
I gave that 4 stars. I actually really liked it.
3 3/4 from me, so we're on pretty much the same page. Also, like Rey Mysterio had been wrestling in AAA for 3 years at this point. He was so over already.
Yes.
Both matches we watch on this that he's involved in, there are like multiple signs shown for him. There's kids wearing his mask. I saw a lot of Octagon masks too. I think the kids loved Octagon too.
I mean, his mask, Octagon's mask is unique, and it would really showcase it.
Yeah. So Rey was really over, and I really liked this match. Yeah.
Then we get to our next match, which is on our next show, actually.
Mm-hmm.
This is the April 23rd, 1995 broadcast from Zacatecas, New Mexico. This first match is
again, recorded on March 17th.
Yeah, recorded
so
on March 17th.
What's weird about this is that these two shows, we're recording them in the order they aired, but the second one actually was taped before the first one. Weird. I don't understand it. Ask Conan.
So, this match is... I never heard of any of these guys before, but it was very, very colorful. I feel like if I did some research, I could figure out who's who.
Okay, I tried doing some research. I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to find pictures of these guys.
Fair.
For the slideshow that shows doing these on the YouTube version.
So I didn't have many notes for this show. I was very confused about how we're gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
Chilango, Picudo, and Robana is one team, and El Colorado, El Giro, and El Cicero are another team. Very, very weird match. It was colorful.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this match was when the commentator made chicken noises.
Yes, that was weird. Commentary line of the night.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
You said that the blue one did a cool move.
Yeah, I have a note here that just says great team offense from the blue guy, red guy, and white guy. And I mean white by like attire white, not he was a Mexican guy, but like he was wearing white.
This match,
don't know which team that was.
This
Coin
match, I gave it 3.
2.5.
I thought it wasn't bad. The next match, however, I think
something happens between these matches though.
Oh, that's right. Yes. We cut the commercial and we get the commercial.
We get the commercials.
Now here at Hot Dog and Handshake Pro Wrestling Show, we love our dumb commercials for not English wrestling shows.
Yes.
That have nothing to do with the wrestling.
Yes.
So again, on that Noah show, there was an ad for like NFL
an
Plus.
NFL package, some sort of thing. Because it was, our theory is that it was a recording from a TV channel in Japan, like re-airing this Noah show in like 2022 or something. This one though, much more era appropriate. We get a Foot Locker Reebok commercial with Rafael Palmeiro. Great pull. I love. Let me see. Rafael Palmeiro, first baseman. That's what he was.
At this time, he was with the Orioles.
For your Cubs. Also played for your Cubs. Played for the Cubs, Rangers, Orioles, and then back to the Rangers and back to the Orioles. So 4-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove, 2-time Silver Slugger, Rafael Palmeiro.
Very interesting. I love how our athlete club is Jalen Hurts and Rafael Palmeiro.
Random combination.
Random. This match, I didn't write any notes for because I was too enthralled.
I got a few notes here. So we got El Hijo del Santo, which is
the son of Santo.
Explain the significance of Santo.
So Santo is,
or El Santo.
El Santo is Hulk Hogan, but times like 3. He's the most over wrestler ever. He is a cultural icon in Mexico, even all that in America. He's a movie star. He's a wrestler. He's a musician. I believe he made music as well. He was so famous that he kept the mask on until he died.
He is The Rock, but multiple times over.
Yes.
In Mexico. If you've ever seen the film Nacho Libre, the main bad guy in that is kind of based on El Santo. He was a babyface in real life, and in that the fans all loved the bad guy, but you're supposed to root for Nacho Libre. So he was based on El Santo, just the plain mask. El Santo wore silver, right?
Yes,
silver mask. It's El Hijo del Santo, so his son, teaming with Octagon and Rey Mysterio, who are back from the last match, against also back from the last show, Blue Panther, Fuerza Guerrera, and Psychosis.
Kind of a trimming of the less serious kind of guys, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a...
Yeah. We get a heels walk away spot.
You do?
I'm
not sure. I think it was Jerry Estrada who ran away.
Jerry Estrada's not in this one. It was Fuerza Guerrera, Blue Panther, and all 3 of them tried to walk away.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
More Mysterio and Psychosis magic. I always love that. And then I wrote here Fuerza Guerrera is just a great heel. I was really loving Guerrero's heel work.
I really came out of this enjoying him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the...
I had never heard of him before.
He's the discovery of the week for me.
And I gave it 3.5 stars. The baby faces 1, Santo, Octagon, and Rey Mysterio. So
I also gave this 4.
Okay, you get 4. Yeah. So that was pretty good. I guess, do we want to do our categories?
We can try. I mean, again, we could just because we're not like
I said, this is going to be a little weird because we haven't, like I said, we've done one episode of TV. We've done a Raw, and it was the John Cena, Shawn Michaels go an hour.
yes,
Raw.
it was,
and
it was
Trevor
it was
Murdoch hits a code red.
Code red on himself.
So it's interesting. I think it's a lot easier to do WWE TV,
Yeah.
or if we were to do like a Dynamite or a Nitro or something,
Impact,
or
something
Impact,
like that.
yeah. So I mean, I guess what was your best moment?
My best moment, I think that's got to be the Hurricane Rana.
I just wrote anytime Rey and Psychosis.
You know, that's fair. I'll give you that because mine's the same thing.
Yeah, just anytime Rey Mysterio and Psychosis touched. MVP of the night, or I guess of the two shows we watched.
It's got to be Rey.
It'd be Rey. I give it to Psychosis.
That's fair.
I thought Psychosis did really well.
I would say
Psychosis.
if I'm not giving it to Rey, I would give it to Fuerza Guerrera.
Fuerza Guerrera. I think Octagon was good in both matches. Not a lot of Blue Panther. I don't know if he was kind of working. Maybe he was working hurt, trying not to get in the match too much. But Heat Check.
I'm gonna be serious and go El Ninja.
I wrote that too. I give it to El Ninja.
I honestly, every time we see him, we like this is awesome.
And
this
he
is
wasn't
great.
really involved in that 8-man a whole lot. It was more of the Rey Octagon La Parca show.
But what he did do, it was flips and flips and flips and flips. And
Yeah. Do you have anything for Apex Mountain? I don't know enough.
I said this era of AAA would be the best.
So just the mid-90s in general?
Yeah,
or
I would say like the mid-90s in general.
Okay.
Once like the top guys left for the States, it became a little worse, but you got Eddie at this point in time. You got Rey, Psychosis, La Parca.
Conan was good.
Conan, I think he might be in here this time. The Villanos.
Yeah,
Los Gringos Locos, I think it was called.
Yeah, that was Eddie and
Art Bar. So,
yep.
I mean, just a
bunch of talent.
Star-studded lineup there.
Mm-hmm. What was the surprise of the show for you?
I'm gonna go with Fuerza Guerrera.
Fuerza Guerrera was what I had too. Also, do you want to try to recast, or should we just skip recasting?
I think we should do this one. We should skip. I'm not gonna be able to.
I do have a double feature though.
Okay, I do as well.
ECW Hardcore TV, October 7th, 1995. Psychosis versus Rey Mysterio in a 2 out of 3 falls match. This is the match that put Rey Mysterio. I mean, it put both of them on the map, but Rey went on to have a better career. But this really put Rey on the map in America. Like this is how people found out about Rey Mysterio in America, and it's just a great match from Hardcore TV. So influential in ECW, I think it even gets a few minutes, like a 5-minute segment in the Rise and Fall of ECW DVD. Like, huge deal. What was your?
Mine's going to be the Bash at the Beach 1997 6-man lucha match, which was Hector Garza, Juvi, and Elizabeth Jr. against La Parca, Psychosis, and Villano.
Yep.
I think this is more of the Americanized La Parca, so you got the chair, you got the dance.
Mm-hmm.
But this is another showcase of those skills that these guys have.
Yeah.
That really is why WWE has such a good cruiserweight division.
Yeah, but you guys should check this out. Like I said, it's all on YouTube. That guy's posted so much AAA content.
It's not just AAA. He has CMLL. He has Japanese stuff. He's a long-term tape trader for the 90s, so he has all this stuff in his archive.
And like the thing that we watched these off of a playlist of just a bunch of AAA from 1995. So if you wanted to continue watching these stories, nothing from this makes the Criterion Collection, obviously. But what is Classic Handshake for you?
I think it's going to be the last match we watched.
The last match?
Santo, Rey, Octagon, and versus
Blue Panther, Fuerza, and Psychosis?
Yeah. I say this one. Feel free to pick the El Ninja Rey La Parca Psychosis match.
Well, I mean that's what we picked it for. We picked it for that one. I'm just gonna give it. I don't want to just do the same thing for my. Yeah, I'll give it to that same match. I think that's. Yeah, they'll get that same match for me. And then out of 10, what are you rating the shows we watched? It's a hard one.
Is tough because we've only watched 4 matches and they were all.
Everything else we've watched have been like pay-per-views, like major shows.
So I'm gonna rate this with the exception that it's like an experimental rating, I guess. So this isn't gonna go against like any of the other shows to me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give this like an 8.
Give it an 8. Okay, I am gonna kind of try to keep it in line with the rest of my shows, and I'm gonna give it a 4. It's the lowest rating I've given so far, but it's also the shortest show we've given. Wasn't great production quality, just kind of hard to follow at parts. But when everything calms down and you're just watching the in-ring action, a lot of good stuff from that. So next week, we are kind of completing our 2018 indie trilogy. We did New Japan Dominion. We did G1 Climax 2018. We're going to go to All In, the first one, to celebrate All In London this year. So we're going to review that. If any of you want to watch that, it is both on Ring of Honor and part of the 2018-19 AEW pay-per-view bundle on Triller TV. So if anyone's looking for it, it's on Ring of Honor, or it's on Honor Club. So you want to take us out?
All right, and that's all we got for tonight. Stay tuned next week for All In. Mm-hmm. Very fun stuff coming up here. I believe after that we're gonna get into some more. We're gonna get that Noah show. One of them
eventually
out there.
We'll get into some Noah and
WCW. After that, we got some WWE coming up as well.
Yeah, and if you want to go back, we've had WWE, New Japan, NXT, Ring of Honor. Yep. So
with that, just keep on enjoying wrestling.